Hey, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy Rahul back. Gonna go over my Dallas Regionals report and a little bit of why I played the deck I played and how it went for everyone else, kind of thing. Before I start, shout out to PTCGO Store. Use code Rahul5 to get 5% off there, and TC Evolutions Rahul10 there will get you 10% off your order. These guys are awesome. Thank you for sponsoring me, helping out the stream, helping out my videos. I appreciate it a ton. So without further ado, let's get into what I played and why I played it. So if you guys didn't know by now, I played Shock Lock at Dallas Regionals this year. An unconventional choice for a player like myself who favors bees, yada yada. I did have bees. It was my backup choice. Turbo Dark was my number three. I brought all of them with me. I decided that but before the event, myself, Pedro Torres, Nico, Sierra, uh, Xander all talked about the deck, and we were all a little bit hyped to play it. It seemed like a cool idea at the time. It seemed like the matchup spread was pretty good. Granted, it was becoming a known quantity over the course of the week, which we were a little bit unaware of. Blissfully so, some may say. But I guess rumblings had gotten around. People were figuring out that Shocklock might be a threat, so people were teching for it in every capacity. Cobalion GX was making its way into decks. Comfy was making it into decks like Hunter Butler's championship winning deck. Um, so everyone came with the soft counter, but we had kind of not tested. None of us had really put time into it, the deck or the format itself, and we kind of made an agreement saying that if ever we would play it if only everyone played it. Pedro wanted to play Zoro Stinger. Nico did not have a backup. I think Turbodark or Mewtwo was his backup. Um, Xander wanted to play some Sableye stall. Um, I don't know what it was particularly, but the Sableye stall. And I wanted to play Bees. And Sierra wanted to play ADP, Bird Trio, Ho, EX stuff. So we all had these ideas we wanted to play as backups. But we kind of hard committed. We got all the cards miraculously. We managed to get 5 copies of Shot Clock together, despite not owning many of the cards between us. And we decided to play the deck. So let me break down why the deck is the way it is. 4-2-3 Stoutland line. So Stoutland has the ability Sentinel as long as the Pokemon is your active Pokemon. Your opponent cannot play any supported cards from his or her hand. So Stoutland is the main part of the lock where he sits in the active and kind of makes it so your opponent can't play the game. Herdier has Treasure Hunt. This Herdier is really, really good because when you play this card from your hand, you may evolve, you get an item, easy enough. And then there's the Lillipup that has Pickup. And these are the important Lillipups because you have to use Stoutland with a memory energy to copy and paste Pickup to get the items you need. We played a 1-1 Muck. This Grimer was the correct Grimer because Collect gets you 2 cards if you open it. And the Muck has Power of Alchemy. Each basic Pokemon in player's hand, and this card has no abilities. The Muck was very important because we expected the Cobalions to be in Mewtwo decks. We expected Mewtwo to be very popular. Turbo Dark, all these decks that thrive on abilities. You just shut them down with the Muck and you call it a day. Xander proposed a Mimikyu CEC strategy with the Shrine of Punishment, or playing our own Mew to spread the damage, but it seemed like a scenario that would occur very minimally. Is the correct, I think, way to put it. And Muck seemed way too good to not play. So Muck was one of the MVPs of the weekend. Gumi, Sticky Membrane, as long as in the active, yep. You know the drill. And then Goodra has Slip Trip. Each player can attach any Pokemon tools from his or her hand to any of his or her Pokemon. So the idea is to blower a Garbodor or something and Goodra in the same turn, and they get stuck without having a tool for the rest of the game, and you can essentially stop the lock. I personally didn't like Goodra. I think some were in favor, some were not. But I wanted to play a Faba and a Handiwork or like a Bryson man in that spot. But hindsight's 2020. It is what it is. One bench berry, Mr. Mime to deal with the Snivysaur possibilities. Um, and then you have 3 Pikachu. They have to be this Nuzzle Pikachu because it's the best one by far. Nuzzle's really good and attack for colorless here. And then you have Raichu. Evo Shacks is when you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon. You paralyze it. Simple as that. And then the combo is to continue shocking and locking. 2 Temple Lele to ensure we get the turn 1 Bridget and set up the deck. 1 Computer Search. Best ace back to just discard, get stuff. We played 1 copy of Devo Spray. I know it's a little bit unorthodox. I actually didn't play Computer Search. I don't know what I'm doing here. Sorry, that was a misnomer on my part. So if you came in for just that, that's an oopsie on my part. We played Scoop Up Cyclone actually. That's what I meant to say. Scoop Up Cyclone acts as a really good tool to pick up Lele in the face of Great Catcher and all these cards that can drag up Lele now. Finally, and that meant we could only play 1 Devo Spray because the Scoop Up Cyclone can also act as a tool that we pick up that is just a better Devo spray to pick up something. One field blower, good with slip trip. It's a pick upable tool. It's good. One pal pad you need for the lock. Three candy, you don't need four realistically because you do go through the Herdier. You just need to find a candy to get one out, a Statland out, so you can get through Herdier on the bench. We opted to go two stretcher because I think there's a lot of one-offs in our deck, so anything getting knocked out is very important to recycle back in. One special charge ended up being relatively useless throughout the day, but any hammer decks that we could have expected to see, it would have been good against. Four Transmel, four Ultra Ball, consistency, finding a beach turn one, finding a Bridget turn one. That's what the deck really needs to do to flourish. So, one VS Seeker. The VS Seeker is primarily to pick up and use an AZ again, or an N, or a teammates. Whatever supporters we need to use. Ideally, had we had the Faba, or the handiwork, it would have been an infinite handiwork or Faba loop that we could have established at a certain point. There are four Tropical Beach. This card is the most expensive card in the game. Playable. Once during each player's turn, the player may draw cards until he or she has 7 cards in his hand. If he or she does, the player's turn ends. This was the limiting factor from playing this deck, actually. But we were able to get 20 copies of Tropical Beach within the week, which was really impressive. And I'm really impressed with everyone and thankful that you guys loaned me these cards and trusted me with them. And I made sure to get them back with the right owners. It was one of my last chances I felt like to play this card. Sure, maybe in Collinsville it gets better because of the first turn rules, but I really wanted to play Tropical Beach one last time before we send it off, I guess. 2 AZ, because, the 2 AZs to loop. You go AZ, AZ, Palpad, AZ. So that's how you infinitely loop the bottom of the deck. 2 Bridget to get the turn 1 Bridget. It's very important to do that. We went 2 Gladian because Gladian felt like a search card. The moment you knew what your prize cards were, you almost certainly had a piece or something, a supporter, a Palpad, your VS Seeker. Any of these important cards are face down in the prizes. You Gladian, you get it, you're good to go. Easy enough. 1N, 4 copies of Sycamore. You just want to discard and draw cards. Simple part of the deck. 1 copy of Teammates. It was okay. I don't know if I like the Teammates. A Scala would have been better. I don't know. This really helped when you got it early enough to just finish off the combo with what's in your hand, because you would beach for 7, draw for turn, 8 cards plus Teammates. Usually ensure that you get the lock up turn 2, turn 3. And then 4 Memory Energy, which says previous evolutions attacks. So my tournament started off round 1 against Chris Kemp, who got second at Richmond, playing his infamous Turbodark. Game 1, I locked him pretty quickly, and he didn't demonstrate that he had an out, so he scooped. But he indicated verbally to me that he had an out. Game 2, he got the rope T-Tar playoff, and I lost. Basically milled my top 15 cards. And Game 3, I was able to lock him once again, and he prized rope and dowsing, I believe, both. And the Weavile. I think he prized all 3 pieces or something like that, and it was ridiculous. So I managed to win that, which was tough otherwise. Round 2, I went up against Alex Szymanski playing his Regirock Sableye stall that played a switch and an escape rope. So eventually he would switch into the Sableye Junk Hunt, or he would switch into the Regirock attack, escape rope into the Sableye, and then pick up, switch escape rope, go. Had I played a Faba, you get rid of all the prisms eventually, and it becomes a stalemate because they can't Junk Hunt. Resources back anymore, and that's what becomes a stalemate. Round 3, I went up against Ultra Cosmo Muck Garb deck, Octillery. Game 1, I got the perfect lock off. It ended pretty quickly. Oh, no. Game 1, I got benched, actually. I opened Lele. He went Silent Lab. I went draw. I went pass. He knocked me out. I lost the game. Game 2, I got the lock off. He scooped with Gudra. Game 3, I was never able to establish a Gudra because every turn he would go Tool his Garb, Guzmagumi, Tool his Garb, Guzmagumi, Tool his Garb, Lysander Gumi, and I would just be picking up my blower every turn. And it just came to the point where I needed one more turn of locking potentially to stay in the game, but I couldn't get it up. and it established a lot because I got rid of all the tools and everything at this point. But it is what it is. It was a super super close series, and I lost that, but it is what it is. Game round four, I went up against um, I won this one. Archie's Toys. The Archie's Toys was a tough matchup, but both games he missed the turn one Archies. Went for the turn two SP Oxes, but I was already like set up kind of thing. Um, yeah, I just won even with the hoods. My opponent was newer to the game. He didn't really understand what my deck did. Didn't matter. He didn't need the Archies anyway, so I was able to take that one home. Round five, I went up against a Honchkrow GX deck. Game one, he got green Honchkrow. I lost. Game two, he opened Bottleby. I locked it. Game three, he went green Honchkrow, and I lost. Steven's Resolve into Honchkrow Duststone, so I lost. Auto loss for me. Next round up against a Zorak Eradicate deck, and we ended up tying. And after that, I decided to draw from the tournament. Pedro and Nico both finished 5-2. Sierra dropped at 3-3-1. And Xander made day 2 in top 64, I believe. So that is the Shock Lock deck video. Would I play this again and expanded? Absolutely not. Was it fun? Absolutely. So if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, share, whatever, you know the drill. Thank you for supporting me. I will be trying to cover some more content soon for Sword and Shield. Thank you.